The final girl theory in Halloween and Scream is present in both. Laurie fits into it, and so does Sidney. They both fit into it in different ways, but Laurie's seems to come across as more intelligent throughout the film, and Sidney only seems to be smarter towards the end when she starts to fight off the killers.
Both of them are female and have unisex names, which makes both characters seem a lot less feminine, which is a very common trait in slasher films.
Both characters are action girls by the end. Laurie and Sidney both manage to fight off the killers. Sidney is really strong towards the end.
Looking at the opening scenes of both films, in Halloween where Judith Meyer gets killed and in Scream where Casey Becker gets killed, if you look at the lighting, Halloween is very dark and all the way through with lots of blue elements of lighting, whereas Scream gets dark throughout but again has some blue elements, which you can put them both together through that. But then with sound, they both have the constant non-diegetic sound, but then in Scream you have the added diegetic popcorn, which builds up noise, which is building how tense Casey's life is. Then when it catches fire and then gets put out by Casey's mum, it's showing the end of Casey's life.
The cinematography in Scream uses a lot more close-ups to show character facial expressions, whereas in Halloween it's more about showing you the setting, surrounding area, than the character's face.
They both use the prop of a knife, which is a phallic symbol and shows sexual frustration for the killer and punishment for death of having sex for the victim, as the last girl is often a virgin who is sexually unavailable.
Mise-en-scène in Scream is quite important because the killer's mask is really significant. It's quite iconic, but it's like that in Halloween as well. You don't really see Mike Myers' mask that much in Halloween, but you see through his eyes through a point of view shot, so that's important to the audience.
There are lots of differences between the films as they were filmed in different time periods, Halloween being 1978 and Scream being 1996. As Scream was filmed later on, they were allowed more gore in it, so you see a lot more blood and the knife entering fake skin.
Both films are quite self-referential. Yeah.
With them making jokes about conventions of the horror movies, like when they make the joke about how if you leave the room and say, "I'll be right back," you die. If you have sex, you die. Both of them are set in isolated settings, and then the fact it is very teen related, and then in the beginning of Halloween there is a child killer. This is very common for slasher films.
Both Scream and Halloween have unrestricted and restricted narration. Is it narrated? I don't know. Yeah.
Both of them have very stereotypical binary opposites, with day and night as one of them because the characters are safer in the daytime, as killers like to use the mask of night to kill people. Another one is young versus old, as characters would rather put the killer as being an older person than a younger person because they wouldn't believe that a younger person would kill somebody, which is why the child killer in the beginning of Halloween is a lot more shocking for the audience when you find out when you see him after the mask is taken off.